are trained food experts. We are taught the components in food and how they affect one's health, either positively or negatively. And in Diet Talk with Dietitian Michelle, I bring out these food components. I talk about them, I teach on them, the nutrients, anti-nutrients, and sometimes even the toxins in food, so that I can equip you with the right information you need in order to make wise food choice. And today I bring you an interesting topic: cancer scare on a wheat product, noodles to be precise, and what noodle manufacturing companies can do. Today I'm not going to talk for too long because it's going to be an interactive session. I want you to air your opinion. I want you to share your thoughts, to tell me what you think about what I'm about to share with you. Now, if you saw the news yesterday and if you looked at the newspapers, you will know that a particular topic that is everywhere, which is the chemical ethylene oxide found in some noodles, and in countries like Malaysia, that particular brand has been banned. Yes, noodles that contain some amount of ethylene oxide, a chemical that causes cancer. Yes, so the countries where they detected that, they have banned it from production, so it's no longer produced. And these noodles are also made in Nigeria, so our own health agency, NAFDAC, says that they will start testing the noodles produced in Nigeria to know if they contain this chemical, ethylene oxide, and they will let us know. They will tell Nigerians that yes, the ones made in Nigeria contain it, or no, the ones made in Nigeria don't contain it. So my question is, while we wait for the result, while we wait for the outcome, what should we do? To eat noodles or not? But for me, I have a suggestion to make to those companies that manufacture noodles. Yes, that is what I have to say today. So I want to know what you think. Should we continue eating while we wait for the results, or we should wait first until we see the outcome? Let me hear from you, but not now, during the question and answer section. And I'm going to also suggest, I'm going to talk about what I have in mind, what I think that these companies that manufacture noodles would do, what I want them to do, what I think they can also do. I'm bearing in mind that the particular brands that contain this ethylene oxide, NAFDAC says that it's in the foreign brands, already banned, it's not imported, does not come into Nigeria. So if you're one of those who smuggle foreign foods, this may be risky for you at this point in time, because if it's banned and you are smuggling and eating it because it's a foreign food, you know, there are some that feel fly because they're eating foreign imported food. To be asked, oh, where did you get this? It's imported, it's foreign. No, it's not made in Nigeria. Now you see, the ones made in Nigeria can actually be better than those foreign ones, because you can see now that in Malaysia they have banned it, in some other countries they have banned it, and you are busy smuggling and bringing it into the country, whereas the one made in your country is even better. I am not saying it is. We are still waiting for NAFDAC result to tell us exactly where we are, where we stand, if it contains that chemical, ethylene oxide, or if it does not contain. But before then, before the result comes out, what do you think we should be doing? Talking about a hot topic that is almost everywhere on this cancer scare on a wheat product, noodle to be precise, and what I think and what I would suggest that noodle manufacturing companies can do for Nigerians. Now, let me begin by saying that we shouldn't just let's not paint this whole noodle cancer scare with, let's not paint it bad. Let's not just say that it's 100% bad. Yes, now, because wise people will say, do not throw away the baby with the bathwater. There are still some good. There is still something we can learn from this. There is still something good in the whole noodle concept. And what is that? Number one is that the concept behind this noodle is fantastic. I consider it fantastic. It's brilliant. It's good, because noodles is one food that is easy to cook, very easy. You don't have to be a chef. You don't have to be a caterer. You don't have to know how to cook very well for you to be able to cook it. It's very easy, and it's ready 2 to 3 minutes time. It's ready for you to eat. That is a very good concept, don't you think? Then number two is that it does not require any ingredients. Yes, you can just put it inside water, add the spice, and you're ready to go. easy to go. Is that not so? So the concept behind that is brilliant. I like it, because when you are hungry and you're very tired, you're too tired to cook, you cannot just start to cut onions and then start to fry it, and you want to put rice or you want to cook yam pottage. You are so hungry, you're tired, the next thing that comes to your mind is what? Is noodles. And then guess what? It's also very cheap. Not that it's so cheap, but it's something that low income earners can afford, middle income earners can afford, high income earners, very high income earners, wherever your class is, you can afford to eat indomie, you can afford to buy indomie, and then it also tastes nice. So there is still some good with the noodle idea, the concept. I like it. It came at the right time. Now that people are so busy, people are so engaged, and they want food, they want energy to keep them going. So what then is bad? What is the problem with noodles? I'll tell you from my own point, from my own perspective as a dietitian. Number one is that noodles made from refined wheat is too refined. It's so refined that there is little or no nutrients inside. So what you end up getting when you eat noodles is just carbohydrates. No protein, no fat, no vitamins, no minerals. You get absolutely nothing. Just starch, carbohydrates, energy to keep you going for the day. Some would claim that, yes, but on the pack it says you should add vegetables and meat. How many of us like tomatoes and orishirishi inside our noodles? We like it plain, zala just the way it is. That's the whole concept behind the noodles thing. So if that is what you want to eat, that is how you want it prepared, just the way it is, plain, and that's how many people enjoy their noodles. The number two reason is that because noodle is refined, it's a refined food, the tendency to overeat is high. In a 70-gram pack of noodles, you have about 320 calories. That is equivalent to 3 slices of bread, 3 to 4 slices of bread. Yes, 70 gram. And I know that in most cases, even children, that 70 gram is not enough for them. They want to eat 2 packs of the 70 gram before they'll be satisfied. Then as adults, we eat 3 to 4 packs. Am I correct? Yes, because that is when we feel full. That is when we are satisfied. So if you count how much calories you're eating, when you take as much as 3 packs of the 70 gram noodles, that is like 1,000 calories. If you're taking 4 packs, that is 1,300 and something calories. That is like 3 plates of rice. That is what you can eat one sitting. Why? Because it's refined, it's energy dense, so there's a lot of energy packed into it. Yet when you eat, you feel light, you feel like you have not even eaten anything. Obesity setting in, abdominal obesity, childhood obesity. Our children you're wondering, what are they eating? Refined foods. That is what they're eating, because they eat it, they feel light, yet they are overeating. And in Asia, you can claim that, okay, what about countries where they eat a lot of noodles? Yes, I know about that. In those countries, in Asia for instance, they also eat noodles. That is like their staple. That is just where we have our own staple here, like gari and wheat, of course. That is also their own food there. But guess what? For them, they eat with saucer and chopstick. So that 70 gram pack that is too small for our children, over there the 70 gram pack might be shared by 2 or 3 persons, because they eat with just small. You will see them, sometimes they don't even sit down to eat. They will stand and they will eat with chopstick and their saucer, small. Before you know what's happening, they are okay, they are satisfied, they drink water and they move. So before they will eat the amount of noodles that we eat out that will cause us problem, it will take them many years, 100 years in fact. That's why they live very long there. Go and check their expectancies. How many years? 84, 94 years. What is it in our own country, Nigeria? Why? Because we eat too much, we overeat. Because what we call plate here is a tray. Yes, what we call plate in Nigeria, that flat white plate that we use to serve food during weddings, and when you have visitors you go and bring it out, that white plate is not plate, it is tray. In some countries, 9-inch size plate. What is it? It's not tray, it is tray. So before you will fill it up, you will need to cook up to 3 or 4 packs of the 70 pack noodles, and we are overeating without knowing. So that is my second problem, the second issue that I have with what noodles, too refined, and increases one's tendency, your risk of having obesity and other diet related diseases. Then what is the third problem? It is this recent discovery, this cancer scare. But that shouldn't be a problem to you until NAFDAC says yes, our own product contains ethylene oxide, or NAFDAC says no, it doesn't have ethylene oxide. Then we are left with just the two problems that I have talked about. So where exactly is Michelle? Am I for or against noodles? I know I'm going to be confusing at this point, but here is what I'm saying. Here's the point. The concept behind noodles is fantastic. I like it. Something easy to prepare, easy to cook. You don't have to be a chef. You don't have to know how to cook. You can cook something and you will eat. Number 2 is that it's affordable. Number 3 is that it tastes nice. Yes, that is just it. It tastes nice. So it's something that whether you put so many things inside or not, you will still enjoy it. You will still like it. So anybody can afford the noodles. It cooks in 2 to 3 minutes. That is the concept I'm talking about. But I would prefer that these manufacturing companies will make noodles for us that is nutritious, that has nutrients, that will nourish our body. Food is not meant to give us just energy to do work. Yes, we should get the energy from food, but we should also get our daily requirement of nutrients from the foods that we eat. And then we'll say that you have made a wise choice. Why? Because you went for the food that will give you energy and will also give you some vitamins, minerals, protein, fiber, fats. So that is what we mean by wise food choice. You're not choosing what will give you only carbohydrates, only energy, but you're choosing what will give you other nutrients. So all I'm saying is the concept behind the making of noodles is brilliant. But can we have noodles that are nutritious? Can we have noodles for Africans made from acha? You will say Michelle has come again. Before, if I don't promote acha, who will promote acha? I am an African dietitian. And that is our own food. That is what we were wired to eat. So can we have our own noodles made from acha? Can we have noodles made from millet? Even cassava we will eat. Yes, I know that while NAFDAC was investigating, there is a response that says that the noodles made in Nigeria are made from the ingredients, from raw materials available in Nigeria. I am not in any good position to say that it is right or wrong. What I'm saying is that if it's made from wheat, I am not sure Nigerians in Nigeria we produce the amount of wheat that is enough for us to produce noodles that all of us are eating. So what I'm saying, what I am suggesting to the manufacturing companies is we have acha. Make noodles for us from acha. We have millet. Process noodles for us. You have the technology, we have the food. We are Africans. Make African noodles for Africans from African foods. That is all I'm saying. Even from cassava, make noodles we will eat. You may want to say that, okay, but these foods don't have gluten because it's gluten in wheat that makes it bind very well. Yes, that is the binding capacity, binding power in wheat. Yeah, but acha does not have gluten. Millet doesn't have gluten. So that's binding. That is why when you make acha's flour as swallow, you will notice that after some time it scatters. It doesn't bind, it doesn't mold because it doesn't have that gluten, which is a good thing. And it's also rich in fiber. Fiber is good. So these are the main 2 reasons why when you make acha, after 2 hours, it scatters. It doesn't bind. You won't want to eat it if it's cold. But that is because it does not have gluten that is contained in wheat, and it is also rich in fiber, something that is good for you, something that is healthy. So when you also make noodles from these things, I expect that it's not going to bind and form, even if it's scattered inside the pot. We eat it like that. Dear Nigerians, we want to eat noodles made from acha and noodles made from millet and even cassava. And for the spice, don't even worry about the spice. Those ones that looks expensive. Package yaji for us inside. Put yaji inside the nylon and throw inside the noodle packs for us. We will eat. How do we make yaji? It's not from garin kuli kuli. From garin kuli kuli, pepper, salt, mix it together, put it inside for us. We are Africans. That is how we eat. In fact, even if it's dawa dawa you put inside, we will eat. Or iru, or girope, we go chop am. So that is what I'm saying. If while we are waiting for the results to come out, we are suggesting now, can we have noodles made from acha? or from millet or from cassava, and our own spice from yaji, garri kulikuli with pepper and some salt, we will like it, we will eat. But this is me talking for myself. So today I want to hear your thoughts as you're listening to me, my dear listener. What do you think about this idea? Am I making sense? Do you like the idea? Will you want to see noodles made from acha? And when you see it, will you eat it? Will you also try noodles made from millet, or even when they tell you it's from cassava, or even from cocoyam? So when I open the phone lines, when I come back, I want you to tell me, do you think it's a good idea? Is it a good suggestion? Is it something we should laud? Is it something we should promote? We should talk about? We should emphasize? We should say it everywhere? Noodles from acha. Yes, acha noodles, millet noodles, cassava noodle, cocoyam noodles. So I want you to join. Call the phone lines. Tell me, Michelle, this is a good idea. We like it. We will promote it. I know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that works in noodles company. So we are going to mention it to them. We are going to suggest it to them. I'm going to put it on my Facebook page. I'm going to put it on Instagram. I'm going to talk about acha noodles. I'm going to talk about tag me. Remember to tag dietitian Michelle. I'll talk about millet noodles. I'm going to talk about cassava noodles, even cocoyam. And if you have any other idea, because this is me sharing what I have in my mind, if you have something else, if there is a grain or a root or a tuber or any Nigerian food you think will come out nice when it is processed as noodles, please say it. Let's talk about it. Let's rub minds together. Let's suggest something good for ourselves, for our children, even for children. Yeah, if our children are so dependent on noodles now, I wonder what our children will now depend on. So now is the time for us to make some noise. Now is the time for us to make some suggestions, to work, to create, to be creative when it has to do with foods, what we eat. So I'm going to go on a very short break now. When I come back, I'd like you to join the discussion and tell me what you think about this idea. Should we promote noodles from acha? Should we talk about it? Should everybody hear it and start to say something? Do you also know any food products, any food grown in Nigeria that you can suggest will come out nice as noodles? And while we are waiting, this is a third question you can respond to. While we are waiting for NAFDAC, should we eat noodles or hold on first?